Hello, Marcus Lim here with the Superman The Last Sun, the Deluxe Edition, which collects for the very first time all of Geoff Johns and Richard Donner's Superman stories from the pages of Action Comics. I think it was way back in like 2006, 2007 where they collaborated on a few stories, okay? And so for the first time, we've got a deluxe edition of those stories, right? As it says over here. Here you go. So this special deluxe edition assembles for the first time in a single hardcover volume all of Johns and Donner's celebrated collaborations from the pages of Action Comics. Okay, and this special edition also has a special sketchbook from Adam Kubert, the artist, right? Legendary Adam Kubert, and an introduction by actor Marc McClure, who portrayed Jimmy Olsen. Okay, and so it says this collects Action Comics 844 to 846, 851, 855 to 857, and Action Comics Annual 10 and 11. So these are the actual issues I've got here. So this is 844, which you can see is actually the cover, right, to this hardcover deluxe edition. It's called The Last Sun, and that's why it's called The Last Sun, because that's the name of the first story by Geoff Johns and Richard Donner. Okay, so 844, this is part 1, 845, 846, and actually it jumps to 851, so the publishing schedule is a little bit erratic. Now interestingly, 851 is actually a 3D sort of issue, right? So you need like these glasses, which I actually have removed, but I have a feeling that the deluxe edition has like the non 3D version of the story. Now this Last Sun storyline, I think it finishes in a Superman Annual number 11, so Action Comics Annual 11, which unfortunately I don't actually have the original issue, right? Yeah, but it's definitely gonna be in here. And it also collects the other story by Johns and Donner, which is the the Escape from Bizarro World storyline from Action Comics 855, 856, and 857. Okay, and I think it also collects the some short stories by Geoff Johns and Richard Donner from Action Comics Annual number 10. Alright, so these are all the issues collected in this deluxe edition. Okay, and one thing that I want to point out is that there was a paperback collection of Superman The Last Sun. However, it's not quite the same contents. So it has the Last Sun storyline, but instead of the Bizarro storyline, it actually collects another story from Geoff Johns, like the Brainiac story, but that's not in collaboration with Richard Donner, and I guess that's why this deluxe edition doesn't have that one, right? This is only Geoff Johns and Richard Donner. So I'll take off the jacket, okay? And inside you can see that this is actually that's the cover that I showed you just now. So let me take out this one, right? So it's actually from Action Comics 846. This is like the Phantom Zone kind of like cover, alright? And so this is actually from the Action Comics Annual number 11. So that's the conclusion to the Last Sun story. Alright, let's have a look now at what we've got. So Superman Last Sun Deluxe Edition. And here's the contents. So introduction, that's a new one, I believe. And then yeah, so here we've got Last Sun, which I just showed you before, 844, 846, 851, and then Action Comics 11. And then we've got the Bizarro World story, which I also showed you, from 855 to 857, and these small stories are all from the annual, which again this one. So all the short stories from the annual are listed here. Okay. Actually, there's also one from Last Sun Profiles from annual number 11, and then finally we've got variant covers, some sketches, and biographies. Alright, so here's the introduction. Actually, it's not. I was wrong. It's actually not a new introduction. It's actually from 2008. So probably the same introduction from the trade paperback collection. Okay. So alright. So here goes. So this is the first issue from Geoff Johns and Richard Donner. So they've got all the covers, which is nice. Alright. So I'll just quickly flick through all the pages, so you can see that Superman kind of like came across this little kid, right? Also from Krypton, so fellow Kryptonian, right? So it's kind of like history repeating, right? Because Superman himself also came in the ship, so it's now his turn to become the parent, right? And this, so yeah, here you go. So what else can we say? Yeah, Bizarro, right? Makes an appearance there. And this story is actually noteworthy for introducing General Zod, Ursa, and Non into DC Comics continuity, right? So here they are. And obviously you recall that Zod, right, and Ursa, right, they were they were in Richard Donner's Superman 2 movie, right? And so it makes sense why Richard Donner would be the person to bring these characters into the DC Comics continuity. Now this is what I'm talking about, right? In the original issue that I have, it's 3D, but as you can see, the one that is in this deluxe edition, right? It's all 2D, so you don't need 3D glasses or anything, because it's like a little bit of a gimmick, right? Even though it sounds cool and everything, but you know, you really just want to read the story. So here's the conclusion to the Last Sun storyline. So this is from the annual Action Comics annual number 11. Okay, where we see kind of like the big battle going on between Superman and General Zod. Looks Lex Luthor makes an appearance with his like revenge squad as well. But yeah, at the end of it, right, we see, yeah, the little kid. Sadly, I think he just had to sacrifice himself. We don't really know the fate of the kid, right? So Mon-El here says we don't know, but they'll keep looking. So here's the other story, the Bizarro World story, which runs for 3 issues, which is a little bit of an offbeat story, right? It's got Superman having to travel to this Bizarro world that this Bizarro sort of like concocted, right? And then we've got Superman's dad kind of like being taken captive on that world, and Superman obviously has to save him. And then yeah, so and then we've got all these twisted versions of the characters from the JLA as well. So yeah, it's kind of like an offbeat story, although it's still fun, right? But yeah, so it's also by Richard Donner and Geoff Johns. So here we have the annual, right? So the annual, and it's got a couple of stories, and here's all the stories, right? Many Deaths of Superman is the first story. Who is Clark Kent's big brother is the other story. And then Mystery Under the Blue Sun, which kind of like is a little bit of prologue to the Bizarro World story that we just saw. Deadliest Forms of Kryptonite. So this is Lex Luthor, I guess. And then Criminals of Krypton, right? So we've got Zod, Ursa, and Non. A bit of a prologue to this Last Sun, I think. Secrets of the Fortress of Solitude, and Superman's Top 10 Most Wanted. And yeah, here we've got another one. Okay, what is this one? Let's have a look. Right, so this is the Last Sun profiles. Last Sun profiles, okay? So we get a sense of who all the characters are. And now we have all the variant covers from Adam Kubert. Sketchbook, which is nice. Sketchbook from Adam Kubert. You can see his pencils and finished pages side by side. That's the cover. A few other sketches and biographies, and that is the end of it. Okay, so yeah, so pretty nice collection of all of Geoff Johns and Richard Donner's Superman stories from Action Comics. And so yeah, again, I want to emphasize that this is different from the Trek collection, which had the Last Sun, but not the Bizarro story and not the annual number 10 stories, right? So this one has the complete Geoff Johns, Richard Donner, Superman stories, all in one deluxe edition. So, you know, if you've missed out in the past, right? So this is the best chance to have their stories all in one deluxe edition. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.